ANC victory. And if he has felt that where it necessitates him to form a political party, he must do so. We will not work against him, but we will challenge him, because our manifesto speaks for itself in terms of what the ANC has done for the people of South Africa. And two, we will defend everything in terms of the ANC, its policies, including its leadership. We're not going to accept that our president must be isolated from us, and then it be said that we've got an ANC cult of Ramaphosa. There's no such a thing. We've got one ANC. Even Zuma, when people didn't like him here in the ANC, we still had one ANC under him. We never had an ANC of Zuma. Even when we knew there are people in the ANC who did not like him, we still rallied behind him. Throughout the difficulties we encountered under his leadership, every leader will come and go, the ANC will remain. And that is what is important. We don't follow individuals, we follow the African National Congress. Ramaphosa is our president. He will also finish his term, there will be another president. But the ANC will remain at our disposal. This ANC, comrades, was not formed for individuals. It was formed for people. I was in Zimbabwe yesterday. I met with liberation movements, and the ANC was elected to lead the liberation movements in Southern Africa. I was with our comrades from Angola, MPLR. I was with our comrades from Frelimo. I was with our comrades from ZANU-PF. I was with our comrades from Tanzania, Chama Chama Pendus. I was with our comrades from SWAPO, Namibia. And all they said, this behavior of Zuma is uncharacteristic. And you comrades must never relent. You must fight to win the revolution. And this is the message the comrades gave us. And yesterday the ANC was given the role of chairing the liberation movement in Southern Africa, taking over from ZANU-PF. So comrades, the struggle for liberation is not over. And it can never be over today, tomorrow, and many days to come, up until our people can taste economic freedom. And that is what is important. So in the ANC, Africa and our people have got a vehicle that will lead them in these struggles. Even as we approach these elections, we don't approach these elections like Tsomoga Mateto, Ufedile. Riadikhetong tsena re tseba bofokodi le dintho tse ntle tse re di etseditseng batho. Ebilane re a re tise mo re nang le bofokodi teng. Re tsamaye re ye pele. Zuma ke a re hlaha ka mokete wa dikatse. Re eme mo. Re emetse ntweo. He says he wants to rescue the ANC. He doesn't want to rescue the ANC. He is working with our enemies in that rescue plan. He's working with our opponents in that rescue plan. And correctly so, there are people in the ANC who follow him. Some of these people were with us here. They never come. Self-names. They were our comrades, they were here. And then they left. And they are with him there, and then they follow him. So comrades, we must understand that we've got an obligation and a task on our shoulders to succeed. And you can never say, I want to go along. But batsamaye ngabatsamaye sigaricho hambuzo buya babamba ile batsamaye bahunka Mariskala bachela gamati libalwanze. Don't fight them. Some of them think that politically they are correct. They are convinced. But time and space will find them. They will come back. Like many others have come back. And comrades, you must never fight anybody. Liyateka moya wa khotso. Wabona ushapuwe makomrade natala kwa kibatu. Aritibiki. Amutwana nkelwa maiki abuwa mo. Abuwa ba munkela maiki baretheula musito keni tabentso sautloki. Tana kwe sa tshwanela. Wabona motho na sa kena dipolitiking a sebedisa setso le matla a senang ona. Hobane ntho tsena ha di a tshwana ho kopanya ke metsi le oil. Jwale ba
so that when we meet, we discuss as not one organization, but as an alliance. It's important to know this history as well, because we come from very far. So when the ANC had the initial discussions about, before the name of Mkondo Sizwe, about a new organization that must wage the armed struggle, there is a very important history in it, which we are not going to talk about it right now. But once the ANC National Executive Committee agreed, and it said the matter is not complete if we did not have the entire alliance agreeing to this, because we must all fight our enemy. And the meeting, which took the whole night, was then organized. People who were in the forefront about this organization, which at the time they met had no name. It was comrade leader, a very important one, Walter Sisulu, and the comrade leader, Nelson Mandela. Those were the two who started the discussion. But there is a long history going backwards, where it came from, that they must say the time for the armed struggle has come. Firstly, when the National Party declared very rough treatment to us, the system that was called, what was this called, by the way? Huh? Yebo, apartheid. Oh, apartheid. The first Prime Minister of the Afrikaners in particular said that once he took over, the black man must be put in his place. And the Youth League of the ANC thereafter took a decision that there should be a campaign which was called, what is it called? Defiance Campaign. Defiance Campaign. Just checking whether you remember. Now, the youth wrote a document which was describing what the defense campaign is going to be. We'll be boycotting, we'll be having strikes, we'll be doing everything against the declaration by the Afrikaners. At the end of that document, the question was, supposing we do all of this, the situation remains the same. And the youth said, we'll then have to take up the weapons and fight. So these two leaders, they were part of that youth league. So when they said, perhaps that time has come now, let us then discuss and convince other comrades that maybe we need to fight. They took it from there and therefore brought a discussion out of the mother body. Finally, the alliance agreed that yes, but for the general members who were known, well known, so that it shouldn't said they are now part of this necessarily organization. It was then said because our leader Mandela had been the one pushing this discussion, he should then go and establish this organization. The ANC will remain an organization of the non-whites. Now that was done so that there should be a distinction between these two organizations, so that when either soldiers are found or whatever, or freedom fighters, they should know they belong to an organization which was a secret organization, not the ANC. And if you were an ANC member, but you did not join Umkhonto, it did not make it automatic that you are now Umkhonto. No, you remained the ANC. If you are Umkhonto without joining the ANC, you are not necessarily ANC. You are Umkhonto wesizwe. I joined Umkhonto wesizwe early after its formation, and I was a member of the ANC, which was operating underground then. I was a member yeah. But I couldn't say because I was an ANC member, I was then automatically an MK. No. There was a difference. After the president of the ANC, Chief Luthuli, had proposed the name of this new organization, he told a story, which I've been telling all the time, that we use the sticks to fight. But if there is war, we use the spear. And he said, now that we are saying let us declare the war, maybe we should take our spear. If we take our spear to fight, which is normally carried by one person, now it is a whole nation carrying the spear. So it is Umkhonto wesizwe. But once that decision was taken, then Mandela was elected to establish Umkhonto wesizwe. As you know, in the ANC you join, you sign, there's your signature. In MK you take a vow that I will die for this country. And when MK emerged in 1961, announced itself that here we are, a new organization that is going to fight for the freedom of our black people. It said we are a secret organization, will never be known, and we are going to fight. And therefore, if you were to be a member of MK then, military one, you have to take an oath. And before this, there's a document that the MK establishers came with, I'm sure many of you know it, which says, the time come, who's going to continue? The time comes, there comes the time. No, angisho kamnandi lo mfo. Ufuna uzoyisho la, angiza la. Ndoda se Cape Town le. Awufisho ke lokho kuphela.
This is a declaration of Umkhonto wesizwe on information and a vow. There comes a time in any nation where there remain only two choices, submit or fight. We shall not submit, we shall fight.
It's socially, now, a decision was taken, a very serious decision, taken by serious revolutionaries who were ready to die for the freedom of our people. Why? Because the oppressors had removed the African National Congress from the scene, had banned it, said it, once we are found, we will be arrested. And in other words, we're rescuing the revolution, so to speak. Of course, we fought for freedom and everything, went to prison, went abroad, went blah, 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 blah. Finally, we were free 13 years ago. Instead of moving forward, our very organization that was non-violent then, that we moved, and it was the one that was unbanned and became the government. In the 13 years of the time, it diverted, moved to a point where you had no hope that our lives would ever change. In other words, it was being killed by those who were leading it at the time. It was absolutely necessary to any revolutionary to remember that we once had an organization that had it to rescue the ANC then. We now have to rescue our struggle now. So I don't know why somebody said this is ANC. No, it's part of the ANC family. Mkondo Wesizwe. But you can't claim it that it is the ANC. No. Of course, there is all information if you need to know. How was it established? It is now that we are faced with a problem that our freedom is being undermined, is being killed. And we say, this is the time to have Mkondo Wesizwe party. Mkondo Wesizwe party. Manje sifuna ukubahlula ngevoti. Ngevoti. Now, we listen to the debate here today. I don't know why people can make themselves feel so bad. I can't tell you what was the argument really. Well, there's been no argument presented here that this party belongs to the ANC. ANC is an organization of its own. Mkondo Wesizwe is an organization of its own. We are going to compete with Mkondo, with the ANC. That's another pool la pama daughter. Ngaphezu kwamashuba isithupha eminyaka. Angikwazi ukukhohlwa. Uyabona mangikhuluma isikhathi vele ukuthi ulimi ithoya mataka baba. Siyoyibuyisa, by the way. Ngoba iANC yifa lobaba mkhulu. Uma sesiphethe uhulumeni sizoyibuyisa izela kuthina. Sikhiphe laba abakhohlakele kuyo. Siyazwana? Ngeke sibaphe. Awunako ukuthi kade uhlele ekhaya. Uma kufika igebengu zikuthatha la ubaleke ushiye ikhaya. Uma windoda uluwa ufe. Yebo. Uma bebekade bengenile lapha ekhaya ulande abanye nizobakhipha thatha umzi kababa. Jendaba njalo into ebaleke mase siwinile sokukhuluma ipolitiki ephilayo na. Siyazwana? Icala elithethiwe laqedwa namhlanje. Ayisethi kamajaji ngoba kuzekwa ilanga njengoba nibona selentambama. Awazi ukukhipha isinqumo namhlanje. Azositshela ukuthi isinqumo azosikhipha nini. kodwa maye babo abebekhona bebemayoyana njengenkukhu enethile. Siyilalela ukuthi bazothini, kodwa sineqiniso ukuthi sinazikhuluma iqiniso nje, ikakhulukazi ngoba umlando womkhonto uyaziwa, awuyona imfihlo. Sumkhonto nje ngaleya nkathi kwaku military wing, manje i-political party. Yithi lapho asikwazi ukugibela enye inqola esingayaziyo, sigibela lesiyaziyo, umkhonto wesizwe, ngoba sifuna inkululeko izigcwala ithi swi kube uthina esiphetheyo, singaphathelwa abantu abangakwazi ukuphatha. Ngiyabonga ukuthi umkhonto wesizwe ufike ngezinkani, ngoba lapho kuthiwa khona nakho izobulawa kufuneka singabibikho, kufanele sifike mathuba sokuvikela. Uyabona nje ukuba khona kwenu la kuyinto enkulu wonke umuntu, hayi kithina kuphela njengomkhonto, kubo bonke abantu base South Africa, ngoba bayazi ukuthi ikusasa labo lisemkhontweni. Akekho ngokuphikisa lokho. Amaqembu akhona njengamanje awamaningi maye babo, kodwa asisiza ngani? Athini nje kuwezwe nje ukuthi athini ngempilo zikuthuna, ona la kuthiwa gqolele incwadi sobe sibuka kuyo vote. Awezi ukuthi athini. Naye ANC siyashwashwada kulezi insuku, asayizi ukuthi ithini. Ngithanda phela yashwashwada ngomuntu ufuna ukuthi yabona isikhuluma kanjalo. Umkhonto awusho njalo ukuthi umkhonto siyafika, siyashintshizwe, siyalungisa, siyakhuleka ngokuphethe. Ethike lapho izwela kahle, soyixoxa kahle indaba eningi mase sikhululekile nje sesihlele emkomfeni nje, ngoba sizowina noma kumnyama noma kubomvu. Utshani indaba ungayibuzanga, ufuna ukuyizwa phele maye babo, wanda msebenzi mali yode ngekho. Ngiyabonga kakhulu comrade, ngeke nginilibazise ngoba abanye benu basuka kude, kufanele nithole ithuba nihambe kusakhanya, nidrive kahleke bakwethu, ningajahi, kungabikho moto ezophuma endleleni. Uma nimbona ukuthi usezela noma udriver ethi ngiyezela manje, uma izizwe zela asho ukuthi ngiyezela bafowethu, niphumule endleleni uma kudriver yedwa ukuze kungaveli ingozi. Sizwana bakwethu, nibaluleke nonke, akekho ongabalulekile. Futhi asifuni ukulahlekelwa amavoti singakavoti webakwethu. Socela nalensizwa le yolukhuza nabakholwayo ukuthi uma singakavoti ake bakhohlwe nje kusilanda lena, bathi masifikile isikhathi ke basithi kusibeka kancane kuze kudlule lokhuzana sesingabhaki ngemva kwalokho. Okwamanje sinida 2/3 majority ukulungisa izinto zomzwakithi. Ngiyabonga, ngifuna ukubonga ikakhulukazi abafowethu esisebenza kanye nabo abakholwayo. Babonakala ngeingubo ke la, bagqoke ezinye ingubo ngeke igqokwe. Enebhande elibomvu elokhuzeni entanyeni, ngeke ulimoba ifaka nje wabona zingilo zokujaha ziliphumula, uyazela phi lento. Bonga kakhulu bafowethu, sibonga kakhulu ngani nje ukuthi sibe ndawonye ngaso sonke isikhathi. Sibonge kakhulu nenkosi emela amakhosi kulokho, ngoba njengoba sishilo sithe amakhosi akithi azobusa. Uma kubusa abelungu emazweni akubo labengayifuni bazothi shube ngaphekwanga. Angithi uQueen uphethe England, inkosi. Manje thina iphathi ngana wethu amakhosi ayabuya-ke, abuya ngey'nkani futhi akekho umuntu ozoziphikisa. Yibona abanikazi bezwe, sizobakhela indlu ephezulu kube bona basithumayo ngezwe labo ngoba namhlanje sesithatha nombane ukuthi uyena osephethe izwe lonke nongenandaba nezwe akanandaba nalo kodwa kuthi usiphethe akasiphethe sifuna amakhosi abanikazi bendawo abazosiza uma sithi ake nenze imvuli yehle nakho balele bayazi ukubenzani khona ukuthiwa yini konje lapha abantu umama bahlala entafeni unomkhulwana kakasisuthu nomkhulwana king nomkhulwana king Sulane Itlokwane Itlokwane Batha ngasho namanje Litso awuzake Litsokwane nomkhulwana ke lo. In other words, sifuna izwe lakithi liphindele emva libuse sihlale ngokukhululeka nangokujabula sazi sihlele ezweni lethu siliphethe ngoba manje noma ngabe kuthiwa sesikhululekile amaphoyisa enze ukuthi asisize uma ubona iphoyisa yethu funa uma ubona iphoyisa ujabula ukuthi awu Nkosi yami ngisave manje siyezwana awuyamnandi le ndaba Damnandi le ndaba kuba semkhontweni. Viva mkhonto viva! Viva mkhonto viva! Chikitela mkhonto chikitela! Chikitela mkhonto chikitela! Vote mkhonto vote! Vote mkhonto vote! Unaze nabahle. Umshini wami umshini wami baba umshini
welcoming a former member of the African National Congress, a former member of the EFF, Comrade Ngosei Chashezi. Welcome to the ranks of combatants from Kondo.